following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another edition of Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host, and today I am joined with Lorna Underhill from East Coast Styling.
Yes,
I get it right?
East Coast Styles.
East Coast Styles.
Yes.
And as you can tell, you have an accent.
Yes, I do have an accent.
Now that's,
so do you.
Yes, but that's not from Texas, I take it.
No.
You originally hail from
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
In England. Portsmouth, Hampshire, England.
Portsmouth, Hampshire. Oh, you got the
Yes.
Hampshire part, right?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I invited you to come to the show because my wife happens to go to your particular hairstyling place, and you're a local business here in Nashua.
Yes.
Why did you choose Nashua for a business?
After a lot of years coming here for holidays and stuff like this, about 5 years ago, me and my husband decided we wanted to do something different. And we decided we would like to come over here and open up a hair salon. We come over for holidays where my sister lives here. We looked for salons in New Hampshire and there was nothing. So we done that the year later, and a year later we done that. And then eventually, just over 2 years ago, we came over here for Thanksgiving. And the day before we were going home, my brother-in-law found a hair salon for sale in Nashua. So that's why it ended up being Nashua.
So one went out of business, you said, there's a hole there, let's go fill it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it took one long year to get the visa, to get the salon. We had to, do everything via the internet. And we done it eventually after 1 year.
Now, you have a background in hairstyling back home.
Yes.
Or originally.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 35 years.
35 years?
Yes.
Wow. 35 is a long number.
I was a Saturday girl when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And then I was an apprentice hairdresser. And then I became self-employed. And then about 14, 15 years ago, I opened a hair salon in Portsmouth. In England, called Moonstone Hair Design.
Moonstone Hair Design?
Yes.
Yep. Is that still running now?
Yes, it is still running.
Wow.
I've got 2 managers in there, and my husband, he runs the salon. He does all the bookwork from here, from America. So.
Now, how do you keep up on all the hairstyles? Do you have to read magazines?
I think as long as you're like, and I don't mean this horribly, if you're working in a salon and you're just basically keeping up to date with things. New hairstyles come out, and it's not actually like, oh, I've got to learn how to do that hairstyle. Just because you know how to cut hair, you just work it out for yourself. You see a new hairstyle, and you're like, right, I'm gonna have a little go of doing that today, and then you just do it. But that's just from experience. So. Do
you tell the customers that, well, would you like to try this?
Oh, yes.
This would fit your face now.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes you can normally tell who would like something a little bit more adventurous, or some people, they just want what they want, and then you've got to make them happy.
Right.
But sometimes you get someone that's really quite fun, and they're like, oh, you can do whatever you like, and I'll be like, oh yeah. Yeah. I like doing different things.
Have you ever had any tears in the beginning when you were doing hair? I mean, like, oh my God, what'd you do?
I actually cut somebody's hair really too short once, but it wasn't actually my fault. He actually told me he wanted his hair like a particular person.
Okay.
So I cut his hair like that particular person. And then when that particular person walked into the salon, it was another stylist, a man. He looked at him and said, that isn't the person. So it was actually, he got the names wrong.
Okay.
So so his hairstyle ended up being completely not what he wanted. But I gave him a free haircut, so
Wonderful.
it was fine. It was a good haircut.
Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, it used to be my understanding that what happened in Europe ended up going to California, and then as California, their styles would relate to New York, and of course that's how, you know, it seemed like Europe was the place where all these new styles would be experimented with.
Yeah.
Is that generally the same rule of thumb?
I think so. I think I've been to Turkey quite a few times, and they are absolutely brilliant hairdressers.
Really?
Yeah.
Never-
Really, really good hairdressers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never would have considered that. I
Yeah.
figured that would be...
I'm not saying, like, you know, obviously there's lots of really good hairdressers about, you know.
Right.
But Turkey, they have amazing barbers as well, where they do like cutthroat shaves, and they shave like the head, and they burn all the hair off with like a flame. It's really, really clever.
With a
really
flame.
clever. With a flame, a real flame.
Yeah.
Which obviously you won't be able to do that in
Yeah.
if you're in the EU.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah, it's really good.
That's interesting. Now, once I went to France, and this was my first time with a European type of hair cutting. And I just went in for a haircut, and she offered me a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That was like, wow, this is really cool. And of course, now it seems nowadays that more and more hairstylists are making you tea, coffee,
water,
a little bit of wine if you have a liquor license.
a little bit of beer.
Yeah.
You know, just a nice light refreshment.
Make it a nice experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, that was really, wow, this is, and I give her a nice tip. And,
Yeah.
and of course, like I said, now we're seeing that.
You've got to make them feel special.
Yeah. How do you do that?
That is quite easily, actually. I like making people happy. I'm quite a chatterbox, so I like talking. Obviously, not everyone wants to talk to you. Some people just want to sit there and relax and have their hair done in the quiet, and that's fine. I would know that. But I like that person to be walking out of the salon feeling really good about themselves.
Like they've been dolled up and
yeah,
somebody...
I like to give them advice on how they can actually manage their hair. No point having a hairstyle that they can't manage at home. You know, so I'd normally have a talk to them, find out what they actually do to the hair, because some people just wash and leave it.
Now, every hairstylist you go to, whether it's like a great clips or it's a cut for less or any kind of hairstylist, they all have their particular like products. Do you have like a special product that you use?
Yes, we do. We carry a few products. We carry Matrix, Joico, and Goldwell. But recently, we've just brought in Avard, which is between 97 and 99% natural. It's really lovely product. So we're using that for hair colours, and we have the shampoo and styling range too, which is really lovely.
I'm gonna ask you a dumb question though.
Yes.
Is there really a difference when it comes to like, you know, going to the store and buying the regular shampoo?
Absolutely.
Really?
I could normally tell if somebody's used, for instance, a 2-in-1 shampoo. I can normally tell. For starters, it normally gives them a really dry scalp, and secondly, it makes your hair really electrified, so the hair would be static and.
Right. So if you work on computers, don't use that.
Yes. Right. Seriously, you really can tell the difference. Really, I would not use anything from a store, and I'm not being a snob when I say that.
Is it really true that you can tell if somebody's under stress?
Yeah, some people can lose hair with stress.
Through the hair?
If they're stressed, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like medication, certain medications, obviously, you know, chemotherapy makes your hair fall out, unfortunately. But there are other medications that can thin your hair, you know, or if you have like thyroid problems and stuff like that, can make your hair really dry and
so,
thin.
when somebody comes in and their hair is a mess, I mean, obviously you're not going to say, "Oh my God, what happened to you?" What,
I normally find out what their lifestyle is. I don't mean that I'm
To
being really
pry.
nosy or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, and do you go swimming a lot, or because they might be swimming every day, putting their hair in the
bleach.
chlorine,
Right.
and not using the right product to remove the chlorine,
Right.
and that might be why, or they might just be a little bit unwell, or they might be on medication. There's normally a lot we can do.
A lot of subtleties that you can help
We
out with.
can do a lot for the hair.
Now-
It's not good. Yeah.
You do hair. There's also there's a nail.
We have nail technicians. We have a massage therapist.
Oh,
And we have hairdressers. And they're all lovely girls.
Right.
They're really, really good.
so it's now the location is right off of Amherst Street.
Yes, it's actually in Amherst Street.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's in a particular strip mall. There's a bunch of strip malls on there.
Yeah, it's off exit 8. It's about the third on the right, near the beer store. Most people know where the beer store is.
The beer store.
The
okay.
beer store. It's two doors away from the beer store.
Right.
Yes.
And now you've been at this particular location for 14 months.
For 14 months, yes.
And how's it going?
It was quite hard at first. I had to come here without my husband to start with. So at the time we got the visa, and it was like, right, I had to come out here. So I came out here. My husband, I left him in England. My daughter at the time was in Australia. She was there for a year. So the first 6 months was quite hard because I had to learn how to drive on the other side of the road.
Oh, yeah,
Had
that's
to
right.
take my driving test again. I took my first driving test in 1982. And then it's like, oh my God, I've got to take another driving test. And then I had to do my cosmetology license again. So I had to do my theory and my practical to become a
Right.
licensed hairdresser.
So you get that plaque
so
up
I had
on the
to,
wall.
yeah, I had to go and do all that. And then just all the formalities for having a salon, going to the
Register with the state.
yeah,
and then
stuff
you have-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is it's all completely different to how it is in England, which obviously I'm in a completely different country.
Right.
But I've had a lot of support, and I've found the people here very, very nice. They've been lovely.
Very friendly.
Very, very, very friendly, really, really helpful.
Yeah.
Like very, and I'm not just saying that, they really have been very helpful.
Yeah. In
Yes.
what ways have they been helpful?
You've only got to say like when my husband was looking for a job, and you'd say, oh yeah, well my husband's still looking for a job at the moment, and they'd be like, oh give me his CV. You call it something else. We call it a CV.
his
A resume.
Resume.
Yeah, that's right. Your resume. And they'll be like, oh, I can put his name forward, and I can do this, and I can do that, and people's just helpful.
Yeah.
They've just been really helpful and friendly, and
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you have a tanning salon there too?
No, we
Okay.
don't.
No tanning. So
No
there's-
tanning.
There's massage. You do the pedicures.
Yes,
And
pedicures and like
manicures.
shellac. Yes.
What's a shellac?
Shellac is it's like a coating that goes on your nails, and you like put your hands underneath like an ultraviolet light, and it like sets it. It's sort of like paint.
Okay. Right.
And it just makes your nails nice and shiny
Nice
and
and
different colours and stuff like that. It's
Wonderful.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do people get in touch with you? They can make appointments, obviously, through the
Yeah,
phone.
we have Schedulicity, which is an online booking system. So people can either call the salon, they can actually just go on the computer and they can actually book themselves an appointment if they want to,
Okay.
or they call us on our cell phones.
Now, if they have to change, do like a last minute thing, do you charge them for booking and then canceling too early, or is there any charge like that?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I don't know if that's
A lot of places do, and I think sometimes people actually may put it in their price list or something.
right.
But not very often they enforce it. I personally wouldn't.
Okay. Well,
Because sometimes, you might get stuck in the snow, especially here. All the
Right.
snow you get here.
I think it's going to snow tonight.
Sorry?
I think it's supposed
I
to snow
know,
tonight.
I know.
Does it snow much in England?
we do get a lot of snow up north, but I'm not from up north. I'm down in the south.
Well, it
So
rains a lot then, right?
I spoke to my nephew last week, and he said in 47 days, they've had 46 days worth of rain. And
Where's
it's
Noah?
been so much rain.
Wow.
And we get a lot of rain anyway. We sometimes get this much snow, like an inch of snow. The whole of Portsmouth will be at a standstill. People will be breaking their legs, breaking their arms.
In the snow?
It will end up being really slippery because we've got no snow ploughs or anything like that. Not that you need much for an inch, but then it will just freeze overnight, and then it will be super slippery for a couple of weeks.
Wow.
And a lot of the little roads have got like cambers, so they're like this. So when you're driving along the road, you'd like slide down sort of thing.
Right.
So yeah, no, we don't get much snow, and I'm getting used to it. But oh my God, the amount of snow that I've seen here.
Now, when you're driving,
amazing.
Do you feel like it's a project?
I feel quite proud of myself now. I really did not think that I would actually get used to driving here. After a few times of going down roads the wrong way, being in a little bit of a panic, but I'm quite good now.
Yeah?
Thank goodness for GPS. Yeah,
You
they are amazing.
You are on the wrong side of the road. Right? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Anyway, so you have a website?
Yes, we do have a website.
What is the name of the website?
It's East Coast Styles.
EastCoastStyles.com?
Yeah, and EastCoastStyles.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And oh, that's interesting. Are you usually booked? Are you still welcoming new business?
Yes. It's a very steady salon. A lot of the girls have been there quite a long time, so they've already built up their clientele. But they still get new clients, from recommendations and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm still building up my clientele. I have a clientele which I've built up myself for the last 14 months, and I am still building my clientele up. So I left all my clients in England of 30 odd years. So
how often do you get the chance to go back home?
the last time I went back was in May. That was to go and get my husband to make sure he come over. So and I'm hoping to go somewhere before the spring to see my daughter. I have a 26-year-old daughter.
Would you like to say hi to her?
Hello, Chloe.
Anybody back else?
Hello, Mum. Hello, all my sisters and my family.
Yeah.
And hello to all my friends in England.
Wonderful. Now, this is definitely local, but it'll also be on YouTube so that they'll be able to see it on YouTube.
Okay,
so
that'd be lovely.
that'd be wonderful.
Yes.
Any final thoughts that you want to leave with our viewers about the salon? And
if ever anybody wants to come along and have a cup of tea or coffee and have a little look around, have a little chat with any of us about anything, if they want any advice, free advice on their hair or products or anything, then we would love to have you in.
well,
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
well, thank you for coming on Gate City Chronicles.
Thank
and,
you.
Maybe we'll have you back to see how things are in another year or so.
Okay,
We'd love to
lovely.
see businesses doing well, and especially in the economy right now, where everybody's trying to bounce back. And,
Yeah.
and hairstyles, it's a business.
I'm good for the USA.
Yeah,
I'm very good for the USA.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for watching Gate City Chronicles, and check out East Coast Styles. Right?
Yes,
I get
East
that?
Coast Styles.
East Coast Styles on Amherst Street. What is the number?
433
433.
Amherst Street.
Right.
Yes.
Well, until next week, that's it for now. Thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles, and we want to thank our sponsor, Avard Dean of Clean, the carpet cleaner in Nashua. You can reach him at 603-630-1743. And if you would like some more information about Gate City Chronicles or want to be a guest, contact me at gatecitychronicles@gmail.com. Until next week, thanks for watching.
preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.